New Japan just crowned a new G1 winner, brought a former WWE release back through the curtain and said goodbye to a legend in New Japan, and handed House of Torture a Dragon Gate problem. Welcome to the tea drop, where the brew is strong and there's lots to talk about. We're gonna have a little international roundup, and the tea is out Ryogoku this weekend. Sunday night, August 16, Ryogoku Sumo Hall, G1 Climax 36 final, Ryohei Oiwa versus Yuya Uemura. I apologize if I don't say it right. I am trying my best over here. We had an announced attendance of 7,260 people. 35 minutes and 10 seconds. Locks in the big lock. Where is it? And Uemura taps, and we have the first time G1 winner. The grip just became the man of the summer, and this was not a soft path. Oiwa came through the qualification tournament. He finished a block at 6-3. Then he beats Callum Newman in the semifinal the night before. 27 years old, by the way. He debuted in August of 2021. That is 4 years and about 10 or 11 months from debut to G1 trophy, a new company record. It beats Hiroki Goto's previous mark of 5 years and 1 month. The presentation made the story deliberate. Walks out wearing mountain horns associated with Hiroyoshi Tenzan, the man who retired one night earlier and sat on commentary for the final. Inside the match, Oiwa hit Tenzan's suplex as a tribute. After the win, he made a point of speaking to Tenzan at the desk. Then he pointed towards October, which is the next stop, which is for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Ryohei Oiwa versus Yota Tsuji, King of Pro Wrestling, on October 12th. Same building, and the champion is Yota Tsuji, who will go against Oiwa. And New Japan Pro Wrestling also handed Oiwa the fan-voted Technique Award before the final. Oleg took the Outstanding Achievement, and Yuto Ice took Fighting Spirit. This is New Japan Pro Wrestling pulling into the next Ace conversation on the calendar. They're not pulling in dark horses anymore. They are trying to get and find their next talent for the future. So you are seeing a lot of interesting talent coming up for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, let's talk about the other thing that happened during this event, and that is Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb is back to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he did not come home to the United Empire. On the same show, there was a 6-man tag. You had the United Empire, Callum Newman, Great Okan, and Henare defeat the Unbound Company, Daiki Nagai, Oscar, and Yuto Ice. Newman pins Nagai with Mako Makeway and keeps beating him after the bell. The swords comes out. Guido walks in. Guido's message in substance: he knows someone who can deal with Newman's attitude. And from there, you hear the cue for Jeff Cobb, his first New Japan Pro Wrestling appearance since walking away in April of 2025. Newman tries the olive branch, the United Empire hand gesture, the come home beat. Cobb answers with a shoulder tackle and stands with Guido and the Unbound Company. Not a reunion at all, it seems. A defection. Quick receipt, because the timeline is important when it comes to this. April 5th, 2025, Cobb and Newman win the IWGP Tag Team titles at Sakura Genesis. 9 days later, New Japan Pro Wrestling announces that Cobb is leaving at his request. The titles are vacated. April 19th, farewell match. Cobb loses to Hiroshi Tanahashi at the Korakuen Hall, ending an 8-year New Japan Pro Wrestling run. 3 weeks later, he debuts in WWE at Backlash as JC Mateo under Solo Sikoa's group, later known as MFT. WWE releases him in 2026. And then on August 16th, 2026, Cobb is back under New Japan Pro Wrestling lights, staring down his former tag team partner. Backstage, Cobb said he kept watching New Japan while he was gone, and he is not impressed with what United Empire became under Newman. And his immediate objective? Callum Newman. Oscar and Yudo Ice also posed with Great Okan and Henner IWGP tag team belts after that match, so the tag division just got louder too. Cobb did not come back for nostalgia hits, he came back with a target. And that was the second big story out of this whole event. Now let's talk about one I earlier. Tenzan's last match. August 15th, same building, G1 semi-final night. Hiroyoshi Tenzan, 55 years old, roughly 35 years into his career, runs it back one final time with Satoshi Kojima, a friend, a rival, the only opponent who made sense for his final match. And I'm trying to pull up all this. There we go. The result of this match, though, Satoshi Kojima defeats Hiroyoshi Tenzan. The match was about 99 minutes and 22 seconds, and it was a decent match. I thought it was fine. The finish sequence was lariat into the pin, the kind of Tenkoji punctuation the building already knew by heart. But then after all of that, which was a great match, but the more important thing that came after was the ceremony. They had a whole ceremony. The building did what Ryogoku does when a pillar leaves. Takashi Iizuka music hits during the farewell stretch because of course it did. Guests piled the apron. In the following night, Tenzan was not gone from the product. He sat on a commentary for the G1 match final alongside Milano and company president Hiroshi Tanahashi. He watched his former charge Oiwa win the entire tournament in the horns, which was great. It was a great callback. Now, let's talk about the four-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion, which is this man. Tenzan was a four-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He was a 12-time IWGP Tag Team Champion. He was a three-time G1 winner. This was a crazy resume for him. So shout out to him and being able to retire on his own merits. Not many wrestlers get to do that. So it's great. That is one generation handing the room to the Nets when you saw him at ringside for the G1 final. Now let's talk about Shun Skywalker joining the House of Torture. Dragon Gate Exodus, House of Torture gets a new problem. Same semifinal show August 15th before Tenzan's farewell match closing the night. They had an 8-man tag, House of Torture, which includes Ren Narita, Sanada, Doki and Sho, defeat Konosuke Takeshita, Taichi, El Desperado, and Nagusti Taguchi. Narita pins Taguchi, then comes the classic House of Torture pylon. They isolate Takeshita, hold him up, and wait. Out walks Shun Skywalker, right? Former Dragon Gate star with the company since 2015. He wrapped that chapter in August, though. His first New Japan Pro Wrestling statement is not a singles debut promo, it is a faction alignment. He is House of Torture on arrival. Night 2, August 16. First match under the New Japan Pro Wrestling banner. Skywalker teams with Sanada and Ren Narita against Takeshita, Tachi, and Satoshi Kojima. House of Torture cheating does what House of Torture cheating does. Kanemaru with the whiskey spray, Jukiro with the cane. Skywalker hits a standing moonsault knee drop for a pin. Now afterwards, he keeps hunting Takeshita. Takeshita backstage answer though was, "You want me?" And he challenges for the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Championship. So House of Torture did not just add a name, they added a former Dragon Gate ace with a direct line to the television title picture on night 1 of the Aftermath. Now, there's four things that we should be reminded of when it comes to the Ryogoku weekend for New Japan. One is that Ryohei Oiwa wins the G1 Climax, and I apologize for not saying his name right. He sets the shortest debut from debut to G1 clock in company history. He's the youngest G1 winner the one that was able to win it all since their debut in the shortest time. And he calls out Yota Tsuji for the October 12th match for the heavyweight title. The second thing we should remember when it comes to this weekend, Jeff Cobb returns from the WWE scrap heap, rejects United Empire, and joins Unbound Co. to settle the score with Newman. The third receipt when it came to this weekend, Hiroyoshi Tenzan rides off against Kojima, then sits on commentary while his guy, wins the tournament. In the last and fourth receipt, Shun Skywalker jumps to New Japan and lands face first in House of Torture with Takeshita already in his crosshairs. This wasn't a quiet G1 final. This is a company redrawing its upper card in 48 hours and making interesting thoughts. But anyway, drop your thoughts in the comments. Who walks out of King of Pro Wrestling with the heavyweight belt in the fall? And does Cobb versus Newman become the grudge match of the autumn? Let me know. What are your thoughts about the New Japan matches this weekend? And as always, if the tea hit right, hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.